Right. Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. My name is Fairlight, and I'll just say, you Virgos are the reason, after all these years, I'm still struggling to do zodiac fucking readings because my Virgo friend Trish is always like, when are you doing Virgo? So I'm trying to, now that I've got this beautiful area, perhaps I'll get consistent with zodiac readings. If not, whatever, this one's for you anyway. All right, so Virgo, it looks like the key word is patience, and nobody wants to hear that, but really just be patient. There's a process underway, an unfoldment underway of you recognizing your power to align to what you really want. And there's this, I listened to this podcast today where this woman, I wish I could remember her name, she talked about how she had been doing, she's been doing all this spirit work all her life, and the one missing component was how to anchor it into her body, how to be, and she was doing yoga and all this stuff, but that's not the being in your body that she means and that I'm now sharing with you. The being in your body is bringing your consciousness here. Breathing, I always tell people, breathe behind your belly button. I learned in counseling, find your feet, find your feet, find your hands. Notice all the noise happening up here and take a deep breath and pull all that energy down to your feet and come into your body. Feel yourself here. And it's just a different thing when you're like very present moment aware. And like, you probably know this, but sometimes we still have to hear it. Or sometimes we just have to hear it from someone else or something. Pardon me while I drink lots of water. So, man, these cards. So I want to start, it's funny, I do these daily down and dirty videos. And these affirmation cards wanted to come out. And I read the one, put it back, did another video for another channel, put that affirmation card back and shuffled, and this one, the one that was for the daily down and dirty, came out for you again. So I feel like that must be like a big energy right now, is boundaries. So what it says is, I am a master at setting boundaries that protect my time, energy, creativity, and emotional well-being. La 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 la, set boundaries. I am a master at setting boundaries. So I've got these other like oracle cards. I love cards, they're all so pretty, but I don't want to go to them quite yet because I just feel the pull. You've got, it's so funny, the cards have like been structuring themselves today, and I don't really read with a structure. I don't do like a, what kind of spread do you do? And nothing wrong with people who do that. That's just not how it works for me. So it's funny when today they've been kind of structuring themselves. So there's this whole row of major arcanas. You've got the Chariot on the bottom, you've got the Hierophant in the middle, and you've got Death at the top. And so it's like, I almost want to say, okay, what is this whole message of these together? First of all, these three major arcanas just lining up like that, and then the message of patience. Man, and there's a lot there with these minor arcanas, but the focus of it all is be patient, because sorry, I had it and I got all overwhelmed. It's a lot. You're in a major transformation. You have to be patient because there is so much transformation happening for you. And yeah, I do want to go to these cards. I think there's just so much transformation happening for you. And a big part of what's holding people back is that there's still a process of releasing happening. There's a huge purge happening that you've probably noticed, and I want to like put a date to it. I want to say since the Lion's Gate, and I know the Lion's Gate is all about bringing energy in. That's August, but I'm just feeling that in a big way. So many messages. So this other message just wanted to interject really quick about watch your words. Watch yourself. I feel like right now is a big time for accountability for yourself. And maybe you're putting a little bit too much accountability onto others and not recognizing that by you putting that onto others, you're not holding yourself very accountable. It's like you're holding others to a higher standard than you're holding to yourself. And I hear it already. You're a Virgo, of course. You hold yourself to the highest standard. But that was the message that wanted to come through. Just be aware, are you being a little bit too critical? And then you can look at yourself. Are you being too critical on yourself? I sure as hell am guilty of that. So, it's okay. It's okay to see that you're being critical of others and yourself, and then course correct. And so, Chariot card, course correction. It's all about getting very focused on what it is that you want to do. And it's funny because they go from death down, but I'm reading the Chariot up. I might go up and down this row a bit during this reading. We'll see. Because this Hierophant overlighting this Chariot, and the Hierophant really is at the center of the whole reading. So, traditionally the Hierophant represents some sort of authority, especially spiritual authority, but really it's patriarchal authority. I guess Emperor and the Hierophant. But the Hierophant is more the authority. And so a few years ago now, I was living in Asheville, and my guide said, we are not doing what traditional tarot says for this Hierophant anymore. It's time for this energy to evolve. And so I was led to some obscure definition website that said the Hierophant is a person. Maybe I've said this to you before, Virgo. The Hierophant is a person who translates the sacred mysteries. Let's take a deep breath and anchor that in and say it again. A Hierophant is a person who translates the sacred mysteries. You are the Hierophant if you choose to be. So I feel like you're receiving information. Everybody is. Everybody's coming on to recognize that we are all channels. Maybe not everybody. There are those we wish they would. But for the sake of whatever generality, we'll say everybody. Many, many are coming to recognize that we are all conduits for divine energy. We are all channels of this divine energy. And ultimately, we are this divine energy. And I think that's what this death card is about, what this transformation is about. It's dying to an old way of perceiving yourself, dying to an old way of perceiving the world, dying to an old way of perceiving reality. And so that's not done like that. It could be, but I think that happens with actual physical death. So it's like you're going through this death experience while staying in this physical experience. So it takes a little while to process. It's that whole caterpillar into the chrysalis into the butterfly. And it looks like, you're going to be emerging before you know it. But I do feel like the emergence will be delayed the more attention you give to when is it going to get here? When is it going to happen? When is it going to show up? Not understanding that you are the one deciding the divine timing. Also, there's these great destiny points with the alignment of planets and all that. But with this row, divine timing is at work right now. So trust, trust, trust. So now I'm going to start moving to these oracle cards because we start with strength and resilience. I love all my cards. I love these cards. Strength and resilience. Ta-da! And this is a pretty new deck to me, but you see how one cat is standing over the other cat? Almost like a mama guarding the baby. I guess that's what that is. It's the mama guarding the baby. And this strength and resilience. So I kind of feel like, that puts a pretty cool energy on it though. It's like, what do you have that's so precious to you that you've needed to stay strong for? And hopefully that's little you, that's your inner child. It could be actual children too, but whatever it is, actual children, your inner child, somebody that there's some sort of protection that's happening. But I don't feel like it's the kind of protecting yourself from what will benefit you, which sometimes we protect ourselves from those things. But I really feel like this is, I've been strong and I've gone through all the stuff and weathered the storm because I've got this little one to protect. And so that's what keeps you going. So whatever it is, maybe the little one, maybe you're about to give birth to a new idea or just a new version of yourself. And so I love that because then the next card is affirmation for growth. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this one over here too. I was going to wait, but it's just so cute because how they talk about growth and harvest. And this is seasonal harvest. And so what I get from this is, like, again, patience. You are developing cultivating a very powerful essence within this physical experience that is you. And the more you learn to accept your own sovereign authority, the more you start to accept responsible for the direction that your life goes in. And when you accept responsibility for the direction your life goes in, you can stop criticizing and you can begin allowing. And that's what this process is about. Going from the belief in authority, what should I do? What makes me a good person? All that, to what am I being guided to do? What does my soul urge me to do? What does creativity call me to do? What is that urge calling me to do? In the Chariot. And so it's like, when you know what you want to do, and I feel like it has to do with being creative. It doesn't have to, but like, even if you're a lawyer or an accountant or something, you're still creating some sort of a business for yourself, right? Maybe there's some major transformation happening. So and so yeah. but I always want to be like, you're writing a book, or you're, somehow, some way, painting your masterpiece, whatever the hell. Whatever's creative for you. Life is a creative art. Life is art. So it's just how you go about your day. Maybe, sometimes I decide, okay, the direction I'm going in, I get paid to hike. Because I love hiking. So I would love to get paid to hike. But I also love doing this. So however it is, you get to decide, what do you love to do? And what is your soul's creative urge taking you towards? And it's funny because I feel like there was a disconnect that just happened, and because of this impatience. So maybe you're saying, I already know what I want. I already know who I am. Yes, but are you owning the authority to go after it, to make it happen? And again, the phrases that come through, they're so like old paradigm, that they're so cliche, that no wonder we get confused. We don't know what's blocking us. What is blocking my power? What is blocking my flow? Well, that's what you're in the process of releasing and allowing, and releasing and allowing, releasing all that isn't true for you, and getting clear on what is, and then going in that direction. That's this Chariot card. The Chariot card is just as much an energetic moving in that direction. It's actually, everything is energetic. So like, energetically, what are you moving towards? If you want to win, some sort of a marathon, I don't know where that came from, but whatever you want to accomplish, it's energetically first. So say you want to win a marathon. Well, of course, you're going to start running every day or whatever, training. I don't know anything about that shit. But the energetically, you've got to arrive before you even get to the race. Energetically, you've got to arrive before you even get to the race, and let go of outcomes. Whatever place you finish in competing against others, life isn't a competition. That it doesn't have to be. That's one paradigm of thinking. But another paradigm of thinking is that we live in a creative universe. I love science of mind. We live in a creative universe. And as creator energy, as creator beings, as creator beingness, there's plenty we can create whatever we need to. There's plenty for all. So don't worry about what others are doing and whether they're ahead of you or behind you. Just think about you. Did you get up and go to the race? Some people dream about winning a marathon, but they don't train, and they don't even show up for last. So it's like, what are you showing up for? But what I was getting at with all of this, so I don't know, I'm just channeling, so whatever, take it for whatever you can. But this Chariot card is arriving there. Maybe it's enough for the people who never even show up. Maybe it's enough to imagine what it feels like to win. Maybe that's enough, and maybe they're finding themselves winning every day at other things. And I really feel like that's what this seasonal harvest is all about. It's like, you know, where's the gratitude for where you are winning? Like, are you even giving yourself any credit? Are you allowing yourself to taste the deliciousness, to talk like Esther Hicks, to savor the wins that you do get every single day? Are you feeling that gratitude? Because gratitude is a superpower. But it's so funny, you can't use it in a selfish way because gratitude is such a sincere emotion. And so that's something to cultivate. So we've got these cards about cultivation, and then this seasonal harvest. Take your wins every day, accept it. It's like harvesting the herbs for, you know, the oregano for the spaghetti tonight, or whatever it is, you know, the chives for the potatoes, whatever you're eating. I don't know. I guess I'm hungry. But so plant seeds, and then the more you get those little wins, the more you accept that, the more you receive and give gratitude for those little wins every day, those little manifestations, those little synchronicities and serendipities that it looks like you are receiving on the daily. And then you can continue to plant more seeds and cultivate more and more, understanding that everything will be harvested in its natural divine timing. Whew, that was a mouthful, wasn't it? So, you know, so then we come back to patience, because I'm really thirsty all of a sudden. So please drink lots of water, y'all. Nourish yourselves inside and out. The Eight of Wands is reversed, and it came out next to this Chariot. And then on the other side of that was the Nine of Cups reversed. And so it's like you're longing for instant gratification, or maybe you're even seeking instant gratification, and it just won't come. The gratification is not going to be aligned to what you really want. So it reminds me of this beautiful quote. I don't know who it's by. I wish I did, but it's, discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. And so it just feels like, you know, you're getting impatient, and you're starting to maybe get what's the word, defeated, maybe, feeling like it's just you're losing the faith. So some of you out there really are witches, really are magic users, and maybe your magic just isn't coming to fruition as fast as you want it to. But this is saying, keep nourishing it. Stay focused on what it is that you want, Chariot. Stay focused and start to recognize how powerful you are, the Hierophant, how powerful you are, that you can defeat it. Maybe that was the word I was looking for. That the more you energize the feeling of defeat, the more you feel defeated, and the more you indulge in that pity party. And I'm not trying to be mean to you, Virgo, I'm channeling, but like, that's what I'm receiving. Like, the more you indulge in that energy, the more you demonstrate how powerful you are to declare that that's the authority. That's what I've decided. We are defeated. We're ever impatient. It's not moving fast enough, and we're ever not getting our wishes met, our wishes fulfilled. So, but we're going to go into more of that, because I'm not, while I want to empower you, I do. So this accountability is all for your empowerment. When you hold yourself responsible, when you're accountable, but without criticism. And that's that overcoming old paradigm thinking, because it's almost like we have a what's that word? Cognitive dissonance at that point, because it's hard to recognize, wait a minute, if I'm accountable and I'm responsible for it, shouldn't I be criticizing myself? Nope. It's, I'm accountable and I'm responsible for it, so I need to really hold myself accountable for the frequency I'm vibing at. And I need to get very clear again on what it is I'm moving towards, and I need to choose that road. I need to stay in that lane. And it's energy. It's energy. It's energy. So what's blocking your energy? Well, heartbreak, heartache. It looks like some codependency is going on. Yeah, not letting old cycles end. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. Y'all really need to be drinking water, that is. Y'all need to be drinking some water. My throat's getting really dry, and I know I'm talking, but you know, I have that clear sentience, and I've done other videos, and so I just feel like that's something for you. There's something about you not speaking your truth, and something about thirst, like you're needing nourishment. And I feel like, again, it's like the the line is blocked. The nourishing energy is somewhat blocked because this Three of Swords, Six of Cups, and Ten of Swords reversed. So it's like a situation is done and over with, but you're still trying to revive the dead. And because of some codependent attachment to, and this can be a person, you know, some codependent attachment to a person. Maybe this is a childhood friend, but it could also be because like this mother kitty standing over her baby. Maybe you do have kids and you have a belief about what you're supposed to do as a parent, and something is telling you to move in a different direction, but your belief system is that if you do that, you're being a bad parent. And you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. Your children do not benefit by watching you like just submit to paradigms that serve some and not most. You know, who benefits from you not living your truth? Really? And I could see where it might be like a financial thing or whatever, but with this kind of energy compelling you to change, like just call it over with. Let it be done. So it can be children, or it can just be an attachment to beliefs that you learned in childhood. And either way, it's done. It's done. And at this point, you're the one holding the knife in your own back. And I'm not trying to be mean, Virgo, but I feel like something in you wants to hear it this way, because I'm not mean to people, and definitely not. I have so many Virgo friends. I love you guys. You guys are the reason I'm doing this. So I guess I'll have to come back and watch it and be like, oh, well, I guess this is talking to me too. But for whatever it is, you know, I don't need to go into my situations, but definitely I'm in this process too. So we are all in this collective understanding, recognition that reality is so much bigger than what we've been sold. And that we have so much more sovereign choice in any moment, any given moment. And we're not robots. And I like how, you know, it's so obvious that buildings are constructed, towns are constructed, roads are constructed, but do we really think about how the fabrication of it all, it also fabricates reality? You know, you walk into a bank and you align to the reality of the bank. And, you know, you're probably not going in there to dance, but why not? You know, you walk into the club and you're in the reality of the club. And so you're acting a different way than you would act at the bank. And so like, it's like, duh, but like, what if you were to fuck with people's reality? Do you have to conform to the reality that's been constructed for that fabricated building? I'm not saying get arrested or anything, but just play with it. Fuck with people's reality, not in a malicious way, but to show you the power you have to affect others, to wake them the fuck up out of their robotic, turn here, go there. Hi, how you doing? I'm fine. How are you? Fuck that. Fuck that. You're a creator being. So whatever this scenario is, situation, and I feel so mean, but like if you're in a toxic relationship, it's fucking toxic. Whatever this is, and it's funny, the friend I mentioned in the beginning, I don't think you're in a relationship, but if you are, girl, get out of that relationship. This is some toxic bullshit. Or just belief systems, like something in you is wanting to change. But this isn't just to the one friend, this is to all of you friends. All of you Virgo friends. Just, it looks so obvious, and the only one not letting it end at this point is you. Maybe there's other people involved or whatever, but at this point, in this Hierophant energy, in your sovereign authority, in this process of change, all that's been breaking down, all that's been crumbling and shattering, fuck, man, I know it's hard. I know it's hard to end situations when love is involved. But as a beautiful friend of mine, I'll give him a shout out, Jim Sharp, and his partner Chelsea. I love them both, and it's a Paradigm B. I've got a sticker on my guitar case and everything, so if you want to check them out. But I was going through a bad heartache, and my friend Jim said, you know what? Take all that love that you feel like you're missing and that you're sending to this person, and bring it back to you and give it to you. And you know what? I did that. I felt this energy surround my heart, and I put myself in the energy of how it feels to be loved the way I've been longing to be loved. And it shifted things, and now I'm in an amazing relationship. And I don't mean to be like, here's my testimonial. I didn't mean to do that, but that's really what happened. And so it is about bringing that energy back, anchoring into your body, anchoring into the reality that is now and is always now and is never not now, to quote Eckhart Tolle, and bring that energy in and through who you are now, where you are now, what you are now, and live that truth and stay with it for as long as you can. And anytime you start to feel the response, the trauma response, it feels like, to whatever this situation is, just bring the energy back that you want to be in that here. And it almost feels like this may resolve it on its own. You may just have to cut cords. You may just have to walk away. I don't know. Everybody's, this is a general reading. But I kind of do feel like that this energy is so big that if you just start giving your attention to where you really want to go, what you really want to do, I feel like things are going to start moving faster. The seeds are going to grow, or whatever. The manifestations are going to happen so much more quickly once you let this situation go. Okay, Virgo, that was kind of a hard message, but thank you for hanging in there. I love you so much. If you'd like a personal reading, go ahead and hit me up. I'll make sure the information is in the notes or whatever. And in the meantime, love and peace.